Okay, so we're gonna begin, guys. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna start sharing a screen with y'all. And okay. Okay. Can anyone see the screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So um James, I'm really happy because we're gonna just do this is one of our first our second event, our second Rosh Chodesh event. And so today we're having it's not just about, you know, not about, learning, but also it is about healing. And it's so necessary. And especially, now that, as you all know, my family is going through a ton of things. And healing it's something that happens on a continual basis. And so what we're going to be doing today and learning today is about modesty, the concept of modesty from a Jewish perspective. And so let's begin. We're going to go back to the basics. I always like to go back to the basics because we have in our how we have people of all backgrounds, and we have people who um, they have different levels of knowledge and understanding. So it's always really a lot easier to go from the ground up. So again, so what does the word snoot mean? It means modesty or privacy, also refers to a character or trait of discretion and modesty, as well as a set of Jewish laws that govern conduct. This concept is most important in traditional Judaism and is considered a staple of Jewish life. So let's move on. So its new includes a group of Jewish laws concerned of, hold on, let me move it a little bit up here. It includes a group of Jewish laws concerned with modesty in both dress and behavior. In the Babylonian Talmud, Rabbi Eliezer Bat Tzadok interprets the injunction of Micah 6:8 and says to go directly with God as referring to discretion in conducting funerals and weddings. The Talmud then extends his interpretation. If in matters that are generally performed in public, such as funerals and weddings, the Torah instructed us to go direct discreetly matters by which their very nature should be performed discreetly, such as giving charity to a poor person. How much more so one must take care of what one does in a discreet fashion, without publicity or any and fanfare. So hold on a second. I apologize. So it's really important to understand that it modesty, and it's not just about, how one dresses. It's about how one directs, what we direct ourselves with, to our spouse, how we interact with our friends, how we interact with our co-workers. And it's it's a way that we have to direct ourselves, and always keep in mind that we are a vessel. We are a vessel of Hashem, and we should be acting in with that with that in mind. So okay, so let's move on. Let's go over here. So in the legal dimension of traditional Judaism, the issue of snoot is discussed in more technical terms. How much skin may a person expose, and so on. And these details underscore the concept of snoot as a code of conduct, character, and awareness. And in practice, it's more noticeable among women than men. So we're gonna go into like more specifics now. Hold on a second. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so community-specific garb. Traditional Judaism requires both men and women to substantially cover their bodies, according to many opinions, that involves covering the elbows and knees. For instance, in Haredi communities, men wear long trousers, usually long-sleeved shirts. Most will not wear short sleeves at all. Some communities discourage sandals without socks both inside and outside the synagogue, but other communities tend to permit sandals at least outside the synagogue. Dress inside the synagogue and, according to many, in public should be comparable to that worn by the community when it meets royalty and government. Because we're standing before Hashem. That's why. And the next thing is Jewish observant women should ideally wear blouses covering the elbows and collarbones, skirts covering the knees while standing or sitting. I'm sorry. The ideal sleeve and skirt length varies by community. Some women try not to follow fashion, but others wear fashionable, modest clothing. Jewish observant women avoid skirts with slits but prefer kick pleats. They also avoid overly eye-catching colors, especially red, as well as tight clothing. The prohibition on wearing red is Ashkenazic, originally formulated by Yosef Cohen Treboto, Moses Israelites, and Shabti HaKohen. In modern interpretation, Rav Moshe Feinstein restricted the prohibition to women, but many other authorities applied it to both genders. Many will wear only closed-toe shoes and always wear stockings or tights, the thickness of which varies by community. I, for instance, I wear if you see what I'm wearing currently, it's I don't know if you can see it, but I wear is like I cover like a little bit below my collarbone, and I mostly wear like a three-quarter tops under dresses and things like that, and I can just purchase any type of dress or even dresses with like spaghetti straps, and it just becomes a lot easier and a lot more practical to have like those type of like crop tops that have shown on the women's group, and it becomes a lot easier. So okay, let's move on. Okay, so more modern Orthodox women adhere to snood and dress in modest fashion as compared to an early society. And their communal definition does not necessarily include covering the elbows, collarbones, or knees. It may allow for wearing pants, although most modern Orthodox women will, when in front of men or in public, wear skirts that cover their knees, preferably loose ones, and cover their shoulders and cleavage. Okay. Conservative Judaism formally encourages modest dress. While day-to-day dress often simply reflects trends in wider society, many conservative synagogues expect somewhat more modest dress, although not necessarily as stringent as in Orthodox Judaism for synagogue attendance, while Reform Judaism has no formal religious dress requirements. Okay, let's move on. This style of dress also involves cultural considerations aside from religious requirements. Members of conservative and reform synagogues may abide by dress codes generally ranging from business casual to informal. There are many Orthodox synagogues, especially in Israel, in which dress, while meeting religious modesty requirements, is quite casual. Many Haredi and Hasidic communities have special customs and styles of dress that serve to identify members of the communities, but regard those special dress features as more customary to their particular communities to a general religious requirements expected of all observant Jews. It's also important to note that this is for informational purposes. We are a traditional community where we encourage traditional values and common sense. Modesty in men and women is certainly encouraged, not in just the way one dresses, as I mentioned before, but in a way one speaks and acts. We want to make sure that it's understood While we are presenting the Orthodox traditional view, we do not impose these views on our female members, but allow each person to grow in their observance at their own pace. So the fundamental idea is the same for men, the same for men and women alike. Dress with dignity in a way that does not denigrate the person inside, but unduly highlighting the body as though it were the main component of personality instead of the soul and all its attributes. Our human essence, our godly neshama within each of us can shine through when we stop from drawing undue attention to our side selves. This allows it to be seen through the neon lights of our external charisma. When we act and dress modestly, our inner selves emerge and we're able to engage with the world the world in ways that we are more effective. So here this is a general guideline. So guys can see, I'm sorry, you can see. So I try my best. Don't laugh, y'all, but I'm trying my best. So here it's like the cover, like the torso in the back of the torso, obviously, and cover the collarbone, like I mentioned before, like where the collarbone is, a little bit below. And the garments must not cling tightly to the woman's body. Ideally, women should wear skirts below their knee. As I mentioned before, either it can be long sleeve or it can be 3/4. And so let me see. I'm gonna show you like this is just a few examples, and I thought it was really neat, like to be able for you guys to see physically how does that look like. So this mostly like it would be like is like I'm not no, it's not summer, it's more like an autumn kind of outfits. Um, they're all wearing below the knee. I mean, the all in most of I just like it's a long skirt, but it can be a little bit above, and it can be instead of like a long sleeve, it can be like 3/4, for instance. So there are ways to do this, and look, they're wearing like awesome like there so two of them are wearing like a closed shoe, and like the middle girl, she's wearing the sandals. So that either both options are totally acceptable. Um, and okay, so we're gonna move on to hair covering. So Jewish law governing tzniut requires married women to cover their hair in the presence of men other than their husband or close family members. Such covering is common practice nowadays among observant Jewish women. According to Jewish law, married women must cover their hair while they are with men other than their husbands or immediate family members. The Jewish traditional view that we follow holds the same halacha, but we do not impose this ruling. Okay, so the source of the halacha regarding the married woman covering one's hair is Shulchan Aruch OC 75-2, and it goes like this. A woman's hair that she normally covers, it is prohibited to recite Shema for facing it, but virgins betulot that normally go with heads uncovered, it is permissible. Okay, let's move on. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so anyways, according to Sephardic halacha, Jewish married women who is wearing a tichel, a headscarf, like I'm doing it right now. Well, we ask that all questions to be done at the chat or privately because we're really pressed in time. So we wait for that for all questions, please. Okay, so I was saying that according to Sephardic halacha, Jewish married women, it can be you can have it fully covered, or you can have 2 inches from here, and hair can show. It is not no issue with that. There's no issue whatsoever. Let me hold on a second. And let's move on. So we're almost done. It is something really important that to really mention that we should think about modesty as when we put on our clothing and we dress modestly. It is as if we put on an armor that we place upon ourselves on a daily basis, because we present ourselves as a unique creation of Hashem. As I mentioned, we interact with our, if you're married with a spouse, when we interact with coworkers, when we interact with family members, when we interact with anybody, we are like representatives of Hashem. And so when we cover ourselves, we honor Hashem and we bring Kedushah, we bring holiness into this world. So because we are daughters of Hashem and we're a vessel that brings light. So we should act accordingly. And as I mentioned before, it's a matter of also of using common sense. So and that's in terms of the presentation of about modesty. This is a general. Let me stop sharing. Okay. This is like a general introduction, and anyone can is anyone can ask any questions in privately or and on the group, on the women's group. I'm more than willing. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you may have, and I hope that it was useful. And also, but now we're gonna go into the fun part, and a really interesting part. Um, I actually certified myself. I don't know if you all know, but most of you know. Um, um, I'm certified myself as a emotional release coach through art and color, and also I'm a CBTT practitioner. And that stands for Cognitive Behavioral Tools Coach. So what we're gonna do first we're gonna do the first. It's gonna be first one activity and then after the other because is both are linked together. So I asked everybody if you have a white sheet of paper, and I don't care if it's like crayons, colors, markers, paint, like acrylic paint or whatever that may be, whatever feels right to you. It's also about like texture. It's about like what is soothing to you, what is meaningful to you, what does that look like to you. Um, so please, everyone wish to unmute, they can. It's up to you, entirely up to you. So what we're gonna do first is I want like everybody on a sheet of paper or a sketchbook or like those kind of like dollar store kind of like white notebooks that have like just white paper. Um, draw a body, just like a representation of your body. Just draw it like it doesn't matter if it sticks and circles. I don't really. It's not about being Picasso. It's about something entirely different. Um, so let me know, everybody, when you're done, and we can move on. If you guys could like raise your like the little icon of raising the hand when you're done, so I know that you're done, and then we can move on, or you can I actually say it. It's up to you entirely.
I'm ready.
Okay. So if everyone is ready, then what we're gonna do is this. Um, color therapy, it just it looks different for everybody. If you can visualize your body, for example, and on your forehead, what color would it be there? If your eyes, what color would it be there? And the part of the face on the area where your lips are, what color would it be there? And your ears, like what color would it be there? And in every part of your body, like your chest, your stomach, your arms, your legs, the pelvic area, um, everything. What does that look like? What color would you do for each part of your body? When everyone's done, you can do either thumbs up, or you can like say I'm ready, or whatever that is you want to do, or say I'm ready.
Kind of. Are we doing the coloring right now as well?
Yeah, just like the what I want you to do is just designate a color to each, not actually coloring, just designate a color to like your arm, your chest,
Okay.
and your eyes. Like just designate a color to it, even if it's just like put like a little arrow and say, okay, my arms is that color, my eyes is that area is that color, and so on. Like it that way, if it's faster, that's fine too.
Okay, thank you. Ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait a little bit, but I'm gonna be explaining. The reason why we're doing this because we're gonna do something called Jewish prayer guided meditation, but it's not like meditation in a traditional sense. Um, like what the basis for Jewish prayer guided meditation is the fact that if you think about it, when you're praying or you're davening, you're focusing on the prayers, and when you're doing a spontaneous prayer, you are focusing on that too. So while you're doing that, you're actually meditating. You're actually setting your mind into in your on those thoughts and whatever you want to say to Hashem. So that is basically what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna use imagery to lead you into it. So and we're gonna use the color therapy because where each person is gonna look different. So I'm gonna guide it in a way that is very individualized uh, type of meditation for each person. And so, and hopefully this would truly help everybody to heal a little bit more. So, whatever needs attention or healing. So, okay. So we're gonna move on. So what I need is for everybody um to just close your eyes and get in a comfortable position, whatever that may be, either a chair, either a recliner chair, whatever that may be, whatever looks comfortable to you. And we're gonna start with doing some breathing exercises. If you can close your eyes, and I'm gonna lead you into the breathing exercise, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is inhale very deep, go, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you exhale. But not like like that. And it starts relaxing your body. We're gonna go in again. Inhale. And you hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in and then exhale again. And relax your body as much as possible. Relax your muscles. With every breath you take, and inhale and exhale, you're gonna relax your body. We're gonna do it again. Inhale all the way up, and then hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale. So when you close your eyes, I want you to think that you are in a place. Go back to that place where you feel most comfortable when you were a child. A place where is if you felt the most peace. If it's your room where you were a child, go in there. Imagine it in your mind. If it's a playroom, go there, imagine in your mind. When with you keep breathing, don't stop breathing and relaxing. So in front of you, you're gonna see there is this beautiful breeze and there's energy around you, and it's pure and it's peaceful. And you know that's Hashem. That's Hashem's presence all around you. And that brings so much comfort and peace inside of you. And then you look down, and there's a small table with a box. And inside that box, there are several spheres with different colors. And I want you to think about which colors does that look like for you? So as you gaze at those colors, what I want you to do is just release them. I want those colors just to release them up in the air. Just throw them up in the air. And then you see them dancing around you. But then you see Hashem, his present, enwrapping those spheres, enwrapping those spheres with his light. With his healing light, he wraps them up, and he holds them. And every negative feeling, every pain that you have endured, and every single thing that has been hurting you, it dissipates. It leaves. It leaves that room. And then you just can breathe. And you breathe. And then Hashem enwraps you, your whole self, and you are filled in this light. From head to toe, you are enwrapped in his light, in his healing light. You are there with him. And I need you to tell him exactly how you feel, what has been going on. How do you feel inside of you? How does that look like? Anything you want to say to him, say it now. Talk to him as you were talking to your best friend. Say everything. Do not hold back. If you need to cry, cry. It is your time with him. Say everything that's in your heart. Everything that is weighing on you. The good and the bad. It is your time with him. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. You can hear his voice telling you, daughter, I'm here. Let me take away everything. Give everything to me. Absolutely everything. And let go. Let go of all the pain. let go all that weight that has been in your heart. Just let it go. Give it to Hashem. Keep breathing. And with every breath, you're going to feel all the aches and pains, all the aches and pains in your body being released. As Hashem is enwrapping you in his healing light, all pains and aches are just leaving your body. And your body is renewing itself. Because Hashem is the healer of all healers. Keep breathing. Relax. Now I'm going to count backwards. And as I count backwards, I want you to begin regaining movement in your body. Little by little, movement in your shoulders, in your arms, in your legs, in your head, your neck. Move 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move your neck side to side, back and forth. Move your shoulders in a circular motion. Shake your arms. Move your legs, your ankles in a circular motion as well. Move your back from side to side. It's a very short meditation, and I don't know if anyone can say how you felt and if it helped any. And if it helped at all. If it doesn't at the first, that's fine. It's just if it's the first time, that's entirely okay. And, everyone is different, and it's just kind of like you're building up muscle, and so kind of like you build up muscle in meditation. So it's little by little. So if anyone can, if you want to, everyone can say if it, anyone it helped anybody or my message. Okay. I want to say that she felt relaxed. Anyone wants to like pitch in and say
I thought it
anything?
was great.
I'm sorry, what?
I thought it was great. It was very relaxing, very good.
Oh, great, great, awesome. So, what we're gonna do next? You cry, Fatima? That's wonderful. You need to release. So, anyway, well, right now we're gonna move on, and I want to introduce a dear friend, and let me see if she's here. And her name is Elisheva, and a lot of you know her. And she's part of our group. She's an amazing, amazing, amazing person. I have known her for a while now. Her life passes so fast. And she will be, oh, let me see what Stephanie's saying. Yeah, Stephanie's right. The more you do it, the better it gets. So, so as I was saying, Elisheva is incredible. And she's an incredibly talented neshama. And she's an incredible singer. It's just overall an amazing artist and singer. So she's gonna be singing for us today. And she was so gracious and to say yes. And so whenever Alicia was ready, um,
I'm ready.
yeah, awesome, yay!
Ah,
I'm gonna mute myself.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom to all of these wonderful women. And thank you so much. Hannah, you are too gracious. Hannah, it's definitely, we've been friends for quite a while now, and it's always such a pleasure to connect because she says that I am artistic, but she is beyond artistic. So I think our neshamot, they call each other. So thank you so much for the invitation. I'm not sure if everyone is hearing. Can you tell me? Can you let me know if?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Since you left my screen, I feel like alone here. But let me see if I can switch to, okay, now I'm seeing some faces. Now I feel better now. I don't feel alone now. Okay, so I will be singing some songs from a project that was born in my heart. Probably I've been working in this for the last 10 years. And it officially started about 4 years ago with the release of our first Ladino song. And with that, I just want to give a brief explanation of what Ladino stands for. It's known also as Judeo Spanish or de Judeo Español. And what it means is, for those who speak Spanish, you probably catched it very, very fast. But what it means, it's a language that is comprised of mostly the Old Castilian Spanish and Jewish and Hebrew. That's most more correctly to say, and Hebrew. And so where does this language comes from? How was it born? Well, it was born in the Iberian Peninsula, back in that time when there was this flourishment of intercultural exchange in Spain, or Sepharad, as we call it in Hebrew. And when the Jewish people were there, our ancestors were there, there was this creation of the language of Ladino and Hebrew. However, this language really didn't flourish until after the expulsion of the Jews from Spain. And the reason why is because as they took their culture and the language along with them, after that expulsion, all of the different places where they went to, say Turkey, Italy, France, Portugal, North Africa, all of those places took part in the creation of this language. It enriched their language and their culture by adding some words from these different places that they went to. And that's where really the Ladino language really flourished as a language. Today, there are parts in Turkey where it is still preserved and they still speak Ladino. Some very small places or very small community in Israel. Thankfully, nowadays, thanks to social media and a lot of organizations like the Sephardic Federation and a couple of more organizations are starting to revive the language, and more people, especially younger generations, are very, very interested in rescuing this language. The funny thing is that those Spanish speakers here, no matter where you are from, especially if you're from places like Mexico, probably South America, and even the Caribbean, which is where I am from, we have been using some Ladino words for years and centuries, especially those families who are coming from Sephardic background or crypto-Jewish background. We still carry some words that we use till today that are 100% Ladino or the Judeo-Spaniol words. So this, I've been devoting myself to study technically the heritage of the Sephardic cultural traces in our culture, in the Hispanic American culture, more so the Caribbean culture. and I am conducting right now a thesis, writing a thesis for my PhD in Jewish history and this topic as well. And what I've been doing is just comparing the songs that we inherited that are part of our folk or our folklore, but those are also part of the Sephardic romancero, which is the Sephardic poems that were created and carried on and preserved up until today, and specifically by the Jewish people in the diaspora. So with that said, for me, it's very special that Hannah invited me to this meeting that has to do with modesty, because one of the most important traces about the Ladino songs is that they were carried on from generation to generation after 800 years, 600 years, 500 years, especially through the women. So women were the ones who kept these songs, and many of the songs speak about cycles of life, which we know what that is in Judaism. The cycles of life were collected in beautiful poems that oftentimes they carried and kind of like inserted partly in the Sephardic or Spanish folk romanzas or poems, and they made it theirs. So such is the case that many times we can encounter some poems that were literally Spanish poems in nature, but they disappear from Spain, and the only people who carried it forward up until today is the Sephardic people. Now, this one song that I want to sing, because I don't want to talk a lot. I could be talking about this all night long, but this is not the topic. I just wanted to give you some context. So this first song that I will be singing is very special because it talks about the mikveh. So it talks about that women, when they go to, they are getting themselves ready to get married, and they go to the mikveh. And so it's detailing it in its detail. It talks about how she goes to the sea to wash herself, to clean herself, and how she's dressed up, and how she is getting ready for that beautiful and important event in her life. This is a song that was many times also sang during Shabbat because of the connection with a wedding and Shabbat. And so it's a very, very, very beautiful song, and I hope that you like it. And I'm going to play my piano. Please let me know if the sound is good. I know Zoom sometimes it's a little bit disturbing with instruments. I'm gonna try to do my best. So just let me know. I'm gonna do a quick sound check here and you'll let me know, okay? Do you hear fine?
It's a little bit off.
Okay, so let me see if you hear it here now.
Okay, try again.
You hear it?
It starts okay and then it goes away.
Okay, if not, you know what? Forget about the piano. Anyways, you know what? The songs, these songs were mainly sang with our bare voices and with any kind of percussive instruments, which I will be using in another song. So I'm just gonna sing a little bit of this song, which is very, very beautiful. And it's one of the songs that I'm actually currently recording, just so that you can hear it. It's very, very beautiful. So I'm just gonna give myself the pitch. La esposica está en el baño. La esposica está en el baño, vestida de colorado, échate a la mar, échate a la mar y alcánzalo, échate a la mar. A la mar yo bien me echaba, a la mar yo bien me echaba. Si la suegra licencia échate a la mar y alcánzalo, échate a la mar. Ya salió de la mar la gana, ya salió de la mar la galana, con un vestido de silma blanca, échate a la mar, échate a la mar y alcánzalo, ya salió de la mar. Entre la mar y la arena, entre la mar y la arena, crece un árbol de almendra, échate a la mar, échate a la mar y alcánzalo, échate a la mar, échate a la mar y alcánzalo, ya salió de la mar.
Well, beautiful. You made me cry.
Yes, these are songs that are very, very, you know, it's very beautiful because it really carries the sense of a woman, what we are, how we are. It's the sense of a Jewish woman, the Jewish mother, the Jewish wife to be, and so the Jewish daughter. And so it's a very important heritage that we have, and we must preserve for sure. So this is a very, very, very beautiful song that I will be releasing very soon, Bezrat Hashem. Then I want to sing a little bit of another song, and this one song, it's called La Rosa Enflorece. For this, I'm going to use my frame drum here. So La Rosa Enflorece, it's a very beautiful song, which melody was taken from a melody from the liturgy, especially Sephardic liturgy. And some of you may recognize it as I will sing it. But then what they did is they put a romanza verse to the liturgy tune. And so it serves both ways. This is another song that it's also very much sang during Shabbat, more so than the other one. And it's also sang for weddings as well. But again, it's because it has to do, one thing has to do with the other. And the main thing that we need to remember here is that the Jewish people were being persecuted. So they were trying to blend in. And in many cases, they will use a liturgy melody disguised with a romanza or a love poem to actually disguise what they were actually doing in some cases. Even if they were open Jews, because this is a term that we need to understand, that crypto Jews are one thing and Sephardic is another thing, and Dr. Bejarano knows very well about this, but it's important to understand also that even those people who were crypto Jews, they kept these things inside their homes. So in many instances, this is what they did. They sang songs that were disguised. And so this is another very beautiful song. It says, La rosa enflorece en el mes de May, which means the flower blossoms in the month of May. And mi alma se escurece sufriendo del amor. My heart or my soul darkens, suffering for love. My soul darkens, suffering for love. That's a repetition, and it stands. It is said that it stands for that our soul darkens when we don't have Hashem's love, when we cannot serve Him openly. And so, in a way, it was an undertone for what they were suffering throughout persecution. Los bilbilicos, it's a word that stands for a songbird, that it's typical. This is specifically a Turkish word, because this song was born in Turkey. So this is coming from the Sephardic in Turkey. Los birbilicos cantan suspirando el amor. The songbirds sing, citing love. And y la pasión me mata, muchigua mi dolor. And the passion kills me for love. And so, and then it says, mas presto ven paloma, mas presto ven a mí, quickly come dove. So we know that in Jewish symbolism, the dove is very important. And so you will see that in many songs, Sephardic songs, Latino songs, the dove is included there as it is a sign from Hashem himself. Mas presto tu mi alma que yo me voy morir. Please quickly, my soul, that I will die without you, without your love. And so that's the song. So I hope you enjoy it, and you might learn it. You should all learn these songs. So I also, this is a song that it's coming up also in my new album. So stay tuned so that you can get it and sing it at home. Mi alma se oscurece, sufriendo del amor. Mi alma se oscurece, sufriendo del amor. Los biblios cantan, suspirando el amor, y la pasión me mata, muchísimo mi dolor, y la pasión me mata, muchísimo mi dolor. Mas presto ve paloma, más presto ven a mí, más presto tú mi alma, que yo me voy morir. Más presto tú mi alma, que yo me voy morir. Más presto tú mi alma, que yo me voy morir. La rosa florece, sin el mes de mar, mi alma se oscurece, sufriendo del amor. Mi alma se oscurece, sufriendo del amor, sufriendo del amor, sufriendo del amor.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
So what happens is that women, they didn't have anything else. And in some instances, up until today, some documentaries will show some women that are, who come from a Sephardic background, who remember their mothers singing with the spoons. So if any of you have had their grandmas, their grandmothers, their mothers singing with spoons, with many times knocking on the table with the knock of your hands while singing, even using the pots. This is very usual and very common in Sephardic music, especially in Latino singing. So there are many beautiful arrangements nowadays with music, but in reality, the original way of singing the songs was mainly just with an instrument, because women were doing the things at home, so they didn't have time to learn an instrument or anything. So whatever they had in their hands. And also the frame drum, we know that it reminds us of Miriam. So we should all be playing a frame drum, all of the women. I don't know if we have time for one more, Hannah.
We do, and one of the ladies is asking where can they find your music if you're on Spotify?
Yes, I am in Spotify as Elisheva Arlene, just as you see it right here on my screen. That way you can find me on Spotify. You can also find me on YouTube and watch my videos. And I do a lot of educational videos also about this topic, and also Instagram as well. But yes, my music is in Spotify. You can go and find it there. So this last one song, and you may feel free to ask whatever question you would like to ask. I love being asked. The last song that I will be singing, it's actually a very dear song to me because it's the first song that we recorded from the Borican Sfarad Ladino Music Project. That's how I named, or we, because it's a group of people who have been collaborating with me for the past 5 years. But this is the name I gave the project, the research project, which comprises the music, but also the actual investigation, my thesis, my doctoral thesis. And so Borican Sfarad Ladino Music, it's everything that comprises the whole project as a whole. And so this is our first baby. And it's very, very interesting because we decided to record this song, which is Abraham Avinu. And I thought, well, it's a great song. I love it. But then later I started thinking, well, this is an amazing song to start this project, because really it talks to the core of where we come from as a people, as a nation, and also as all of those who embraces Torah and this way of life, and all of those who come into covenant as daughters of Sarah and Abraham. So this is Abraham Avinu. And fun fact about this song, while I look for it here, I hope the sound helps us. I will use the background music for this one. But fun fact about the song is that this song says something about cuando el rey Nimrod al campo salía, vio una estrellería en la judería. And that means that he saw the stars in the Juderia, which is the Jewish ghetto in Spain. And people ask, well, how come there were ghettos already back in, I don't know, like medieval times? And the answer is there weren't. But this song wasn't either created on that time. This song, it's actually, the melody is taken from another liturgy song, or tune, I should say, which is a piyut. And it was composed maybe around the 1920s. I could be mistaken because I don't have the dates, but I do know that it was during the 19th century, a little later. And so it is not a medieval song. So Ladino songs are pretty much very modern in the sense that they were most of them were composed after the 18th century. So with that being said, I will sing the song. I don't have my glasses, so let me glasses are important because I'm playing it from okay, so here it is. So hopefully the sound is not distorted. Just let me know with thumbs up, Hannah, if it's okay, all right?
Okay.
Cuando el rey Nimrod al campo salía, iba caminando desde día, vino una santa en Judería, bendijo, luz de Israel. Abra Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. Vuelvo a las claves del preguntaba, que toda mujer que prendaba quedara, que pariera solo matara, que había de nacer, abra papiro, Padre querido, Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. Abra papiro, Padre querido, Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. La mujer de preñada y de bien que se le hizo cara, donde pudo, ella ya sabía bien que tenía. Abra Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. Abra Padre querido, Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. A fin de 9 meses mariquería, iba caminando por campos divinos, y un poder caía y le pediría, no pura meara, y no pariría. Abra papiro, Padre querido, Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. Abra papiro, Padre querido, Padre bendijo, luz de Israel. Abra papiro, luz de Israel.
Bravo.
Thank you. Baruch
Yes,
Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. Thank you so much, yeah, for being so gracious and for like just delight us with your beautiful voice this Rosh Chodesh. And yeah, Stephanie, absolutely stunning. It is absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will share in our chat group. Is that how you say it, chat group or group chat?
Either, I think.
I don't know. My kids are always correcting me. But anyways, they're like, you don't say it like that. But I will share in the group. I will share my Spotify and social media and all of that so that you can connect. And thank you so much for your support. I am grateful for your prayers and all of that. I'm very happy to be here with you. I almost didn't make it, but I made it. So thank you so much, everyone.
Well, everybody, where the event is done, and I hope that everyone had a wonderful time. And again, if you have questions, suggestions, anything, please do not hesitate to put it on the group, or feel free to contact me directly, privately, however works best. And for the people who could not attend or had to leave early, this event's going to be recorded. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And it was my pleasure, and I hope that it was useful, and hopefully Bezrat Hashem. Oh, Amanda, yeah, do them often. Yes, we're gonna be having. I was thinking to have more type of events where everyone needs healing. Everyone needs to let go of many things, and within we can cry together, we can heal together, we can do a lot of things together, and hopefully with Hashem we can be also physical events as well as both things. So, and yeah, every Rosh Chodesh we can all of us enjoy and keep moving forward. So and if anyone wishes to have my contact information, so you can be included if you're not on the chat on the women's group or whatever. I'm gonna add my phone number on the chat group and so that everyone can just text me. Don't be shy, text me and I'll add you. Just tell me your name and I'll add you. And my door is always open for everybody. So that's it, you guys. And I hope everyone has a wonderful time. I love
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
I love you guys.
Shabbat tov. Thank
Shabbat tov.
you.
Bye.
Shavua tov.
Shabbat tov.